Y'all know I'm only wrong 2.3456% of the time. But I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. I told y'all about Nick. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Life TV. I'm Poetry. You are here for another recap of The Handmaid's Tale. This is season 3, I believe episode 6 or 7, Households. Y'all, y'all know I'm only wrong 2.3456% of the time. But I actually hate to be wrong on this show. I hate when I'm proven right sometimes on the show. Let me put it that way. Because it feels like sometimes I might be like bragging to you as my viewers when something happened on the show and I'm like, see, I told you. But there was a whole lot of see, I told you moments in this damn episode. Damn near everything that I felt about Nick from the jump, I have never wavered from it. This episode, everything I was saying about how June was feeling about Serena, this episode, I'm telling y'all, this was good. This had some visual elements in this episode that was so phenomenally stunning. I think I said they were wrong, but they were fucking stunning. Let me just go and use my own jargon. You know, YouTube be hitting me up for cussing sometimes, but fuck it, I'm gonna do it any damn way. This episode, visually stunning. When they show all those handmaids in that deep blood red, and they all be uniform, it is beautiful sight to see. It is such a sight of beauty. Well, anyway, let's get right on to it, y'all. It's winter. It's winter time. Snow is falling down on the ground, and so is the prayers of the Marthas, who are out there praying for Nichole's safe return to Gilead. Hopefully falling on deaf ears is what June is hoping. And that's the main thing that she prays for, is that all of their prayers go unanswered, because we want Jelly Bean to stay in Canada. Okay, for those who don't know, Jelly Bean is Holly, who they like to call Nichole. The baby name is Holly. Anyway, Commander Lawrence comes in. And he tells June, you know what, you need to go pack. You didn't leave soon. The Waterfords about to borrow you. We got this whole spiritual charade going on up in D.C. to appeal to the Canadian government. And you need to be part of it. You need to appear like you're part of that household. Okay? One other thing that I'm missing from this season now, we did that great buildup of Commander Lawrence and who we thought he was going to be. We had a small realization that he wasn't who we thought he was, but we have not really got any good character story arc for Commander Lawrence. I would like to see him active outside of that fucking house. They act like he's a recluse. I know he won't go to meetings and shit, because he's not part of the religion. He does not necessarily adhere to the religion as far as the economical balance of Gilead. But I would like to see him get out and actually do shit outside of that damn house. Maybe tell us what the fuck is wrong with his wife. But Commander Lawrence has become such an insignificant character at this point, which I'm not feeling that. But anyway, they on their way to DC. They taking a little train ride. And all June is worried about is Serena Joy gonna be there? She's so concerned with Serena Joy. Girl, stop. Like, stop. Who gives a flying fuck about Serena Joy right now? Is it still people that watch this show that really still give a fuck about Serena Joy? I'm not one of them. Y'all already know that. Anyway, she's praying that Serena will come back to understanding. That she's gonna have a realization that Canada is the best place for Jelly Bean to be. And Serena's gonna convince Fred of the same, so that way they can allow her to stay there. And I'm like, girl, stop trying to get Serena on your team. Just stop it. It's really freaking annoying me at this time. Stop trying to get her on your team. And although they are, let me tell you something else I have a problem with. They are trying to push this idea of unity, of women uniting. It's been like a strong theme this particular season that we are against the men. It's the men against the women, as if the women in Gilead have no fault in what's going on. I hate that fucking narrative, you know what I'm saying? So, but the fact that June is constantly going after Serena's emotional state as if that she could appeal to her in some kind of way pisses me off as well as a woman. Why? Because if we're going to go up against men, have always said that women are so fucking emotional. We can't get our goddamn emotions. That's why we can't run shit. That's why we can't be leaders of the country, because we're going to be all in our fifis. And the fact that June is playing on Serena's emotion pisses me off. It's making it seem like June is also saying, I agree with these men. We are weak as women. And if I can just appeal to your emotional sensibilities, I know I can get you on my side. I can coax you to do what I want you to do as long as I make you shed a tear. That's how this is appearing to me. And it really irritates the fuck out of me, right? So in a way, I'm kind of glad that Serena's like, fuck you. I ain't finna do what you say, dude. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, making us look weak as shit. Anyway. But like, I like to appeal to my emotions. Let me say that first of all. There's nothing wrong with being emotional. Men just try to use that as a weakness, and it's really not a weakness, but it's a fucking strength. Let's get that straight. But in this particular case, June is trying to use that as a weakness against Serena as well. So here she is, begging for her oppressors' compassion. The fact that like I said, she's focusing on Serena as if, this strong-willed woman could be easily turned. Like, don't play on a woman's intelligence. Don't play on her emotions like that. So they off to DC. Like I said, they take this little train ride. Rita, I'm still upset at the fact that Rita just tells June, I miss you, girl. Like, you really are not going to give a real emotion or a real feeling about the fact that you risk your goddamn life to help her escape, and here she is standing back in front of you voluntarily. She didn't get captured again. She came back on her own. And you, Rita, ain't got nothing to say about that. Nothing. I don't like that. I just think that's weak ass writing right here. That's weak ass writing. Let's be honest. So they being shacked up with this family called the Winslows while they up in DC. Aunt Lydia there along for the ride too. I'm like, ain't Aunt Lydia supposed to be in charge of the girls? Aunt Lydia is supposed to be in charge of the girls back at the Red Center. Why is she now have to be June's fucking babysitter? Hold on a second. My neighbor's out there revving up his motorcycle and is making my dog bark. So anyway, like I said, Aunt Lydia is supposed to be in charge of the girls at the Red Center. There's other handmaids to be attended to, but they are making her be burdened with babysitting June. Anyway, Aunt Lydia seems to be in awe of the discipline that these handmaids have. They walk through town with their heads down. They not looking up. They stand together. They don't even have guardians walking with them because they that trained. And she's like, oh, wow, look at this. Look at this. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? They got their faces covered. Like they got masks. Like so they can't speak words and be silenced and everything. So they get to the Winslows. It don't seem like George really cared for them to be there. George Winslow, the man of the house, or the head of the house. I don't even want to call him a man. His wife is the one who extended the invitation. Her name is Olivia. As they're being introduced to the Winslows, oldest child comes in. Polly, clearly not his own, or clearly a child of, actually I wasn't sure if Polly was one that could have been possibly taken or created. No, because the wife Olivia said that all the children, well, when they say they all hers, it don't necessarily mean that he fathered them. Anyway, they had a whole motherfucking basketball team of kids. All these kids come frolicking in to and fro, calling Winslow daddy, hey daddy, hey daddy. This does not do anything but make Serena miss Jelly Bean. And she's looking at these children like, look at this shit here. My baby could have been so happy here too. Look at them. Oh, look at them. June and Rita were both like flabbergasted, right? Like, how many of these motherfuckers is it? Rita say, I ain't never seen a family that had more than 3 children. They got a lot up in this motherfucker here. It's like, oh, Winslow just pumping these babies out, and he just he pumping them out. Let me tell y'all, when I saw who was playing George Winslow, I kept saying, he ain't gonna be shit. He ain't gonna be shit. He ain't gonna be shit. Like, I know he was all cool and stuff when he was Detective Stabler, but on Underground as the slave catcher, whoa, I wanted to slit his freaking throat. I did. I want, and now he in another scathing role that's just gonna make me dislike him. And Olivia, that's Alex Karab's old crazy ex-girlfriend Ava. I didn't like her on Grey's Anatomy either. I ain't gonna like her here. Anyway, so the Martha Tamara, she's told to take them, get them settled in, Rita and June. And June goes to her room that she's supposed to be rooming with of George. And I'm thinking, damn, of George, motherfucker, like I said, he got a whole bunch of these kids. He still got another handmaid. Rita said the same thing. He got a handmaid? Yeah, I guess he ain't got enough of raping women and taking their damn babies. He trying to create a whole village of little Winslow slaves that he done stole. Oh my gosh. Anyway, June go in the room and she like, hey girl, hey, I'm June, or I'm of Joseph, praise be under his eye, what's up, like that. Anyway, like I said, Winslow's got about 1,000 children. The plan though for the Waterfords is for them, like I said, to go on this little spiritual revival for the entire week, and a media revival, so to speak, and generate enough pressure on Canada that they can make them crack and give the baby back. And Fred like, hey, trust and believe, I got this. I've done this before. It's gonna work. This is my area of expertise, is making people crack. He brought her wedding ring, Serena Joy. Like, here, this is for appearances. I'm like, ain't no going back for Serena. She want that baby there with her. Whatever June is hoping and wishing and praying for, it ain't happening. Serena Joy want that baby. That's all that matters with her selfish ass too. These selfish ass women characters on this show. Wow. So June get in that room. Now then, pause it again. My dog can keep walking. Pause again. I'm back again. So, okay. So, like I said, June got into the room and tried to make small talk with George. And when she turned around, y'all, I screamed and my eyes welled up with tears. Now, I don't know if it was on the back end of me just coming in from seeing Toy Story and I was crying my butt off in Toy Story. But when I saw that woman's lips bound together by those metal rings, it just crushed my damn soul. It crushed me. I guess that's why all the handmaids got their mouths covered up so it doesn't look so barbaric. And as much as June speaks, I'm surprised they hadn't did it to her. I really am. But like there's different levels of slavery. That's why people, when they talk about slavery here in America, they talk about how egregious it was down in the South. And then compared to slavery in other parts of the world, America was just fucked up with it. You know what I'm saying? And this is the same thing that I'm thinking about the DC compared to where June and them are from, that DC is just on a whole nother motherfucking torturous level. So anyway, this place dark as fuck. Sheesh. Well, we get that infamous shot of June standing there with the wings behind her. It's lights, camera, action time, baby. They bring in all the handmaids and they made a little semicircle around June, and they tell June she's going to be in the center of the room, and Fred and Serena are going to flank her, and he's going to start off the prayer that she's going to lead them, the rest of the handmaids, into prayer. So when she bow down, they bow down too. While they up there, June tried to appeal to Serena again. Head banging at this time. Like, shut the fuck up, June. Like, the bitch ain't our friend. She's not our friend. She's not on our team. Okay? one more time, no. I was like, oh my God, just find a way to kill them. That's what I'm saying. Just find that way. All of them, all the commanders, get rid of them all. So June is like, Serena, how many more of these videos we got to do? Serena like as many as it takes. Like I told her, she's back on the full throttle of supporting Gilead to the fullest. She's like, as many videos as it takes. Then Nick walks in. I'm like, ain't you supposed to be on the front line, son? And the same thing Fred said to him. He like, you know, my orders ain't came through yet. So he make Nick stand in for him and then sunned him. Like, son, you know, whatever. Like, Fred ain't shit. Well, back at the Winslows, again, June is trying to make Serena a believer. Jelly Bean should be where she at. Serena like, no, things have changed. When I saw that baby, it changed everything for me. And June says, but this place hasn't changed. You may have changed, but this place is still the same. And you know good and God doggone well, this is not the best environment to raise our daughter. There should go with the hour again. It ain't Serena damn baby. But okay. Serena like, hey, we ain't got nothing to talk about. You can talk, but we ain't got nothing to talk about. Okay. Well, things seem to be working out. The Canadian are going to call in the Swiss are always neutral, to be a neutral party in this. They're going to conduct interviews to find out whether or not that baby should come back. We talked about this last time. The Canadians seem to be, I don't even know the word for it. They're not utilizing the power that they have. That's what I'm going to say that about the Canadians. They're not utilizing the power they have. Like they scared. I don't understand, Canada. What is going on? Oh, Canada, what is going on? So the whole family get to be interviewed together. That includes June. She's part of this household, remember? So Matthias of the Swiss delegate. Then there's Leah and there's Sophia. They speak to the Waterfords first and tell them, you know, they want to talk to June alone, of Joseph alone. Fred like, no, that's not our way of life. That's not appropriate. He said, oh, I understand that. But we want to talk to her alone. And if Joseph doesn't object, then let's move forward. And she's like, oh, I don't object at all. Not at all. Okay. I am praying that she's going to get into that room and spill all the tea. Tell it all. Tell about how they rape us and they steal our babies. Tell them about the colonies. Tell them about the inability to read, write. They stole our children. Tell them about DC, the girls, how their mouths are wired shut together, how they remove clits. You know, remember Emily got her clitoris removed. Tell it all, girl. Tell it all. Because I could say when she had that conversation with the Mexican delegate, she wasn't afraid to speak her truth. And June is supposed to be more strong-willed at this point. So please tell it all. If you get in there and do anything else, I would be like, what? This ain't making no sense for this person that they have built you up to be. Well, anyway, June, she get in there and say, hey, I'm the child's mother. And I don't want her. I want her in Canada. Fred ain't the father. They're like, yeah, we know. Maury brought us the tapes. Somebody up in Canada done brought the Swiss the tapes, right? She's like, look, we I think it was Lena said, we need info on them. They have been a black cloud for the last 7 years. We don't know their structure. We don't know how things are moving, who is in charge. We don't know none of that. So we need somebody to give us the information. So June said, I'm gonna bring you to daddy. You know, he's a commander and an eye. I'll get him to talk. I will get him to talk. And it don't seem like the Swiss are being neutral to me. Because it seems like they want this information to use to their benefit. Why would the Swiss need this information? They need this information to find out who's in power and how things work in order to make a decision whether or not this baby girl can come back here. But they made this promise that, okay, if you bring us to daddy, then we'll make sure your daughter stay there. That's what they said. Something don't feel right about that. Something don't feel right about that. But you see how June is being very direct with them as far as what she want. That's exactly the directness that I was talking about was missing when she was talking to Serena, and she told Serena, I just need you to owe me. No, be direct the same way you're being with them right now. That's what you should have did with Serena. But anyway, we go back to the Winslows, and George is congratulating Fred on bringing the Swiss. You know, I didn't think you had it in you, boy. Didn't think you had it in you. But you sold some chutzpah. You really did. And I may have a posting for you here in D.C. Well, that is news to Fred's ear. In D.C., here? You know what? I realized, though, that the way that the handmaids looked and the way that they were moving about town, Fred and Serena did not seem phased one iota. But Aunt Lydia was like, these motherfuckers got their mouths bound together like that? But Fred and Serena was like, next. Bring it on over there. Bring it. I was like, what the heck is going on? So anyway, Fred is like, he'd be happy, you know, to accept the position. But let's see how this play out. Let's see how this all play out. But the way that George Winslow rubbed Fred's back and shoulders and told him that with a man with his talents, he'd be a great asset there, that made me feel a little uncomfortable. It looked like it made Fred uncomfortable too. Or deeply concerned or something, you know. So Serena, she feeling all kinds of good now. Olivia told her, you know, off the record, girl, I loved your book, you know what I'm saying? It made me a better person. It helped our family out, you know. We didn't even have time for family back in the day, but we followed your structure, and now, bam, here we go. Now we in this state of mind. Thank you, girl. Then Fred come up all smiles. He playing with the kids. You know, this is a side of him that Serena has not seen. And she is confident that Gilead is the truth and the light, just as she had dreamed. Just as she had dreamed of. Well, in the middle of the night, June gets a visitor. She always getting a secret visitor that the Martha's like, hey, you got a visitor coming up to you. She had out her hair all flowing in the wind and everything. Of course, it's Commander Blaine. Nick, okay, who she just kisses without fear of being seen. I have never understood why they have been allowed to get away with all this contact with one another and nobody's saying Nathan. I just don't understand that. June is like, look her, I made a deal with the Swiss that involves you. You're gonna have to do what I say do in order to keep our baby up in Canada, you know what I'm saying? And Nick like, nah, sis, I ain't about to do that. The Swiss people don't give a shit about us. They don't give a damn about us. They politicians with their own fucking agenda. You know what? You get in the bed with them, and yeah, it's gonna be hard to get out. Like, look at me. You know what I'm saying? So June tried to lay that guilt on him. Be a father. This is going to be the only time you're going to be a father to that baby. What other chance are you going to get? Be a father to her right now. I understand. When I say that June is selfish, it's not the saying that I don't understand what she's doing. I understand it. And me as a mother will probably, you know, be as selfish thinking as June as well. Yet, while I'm a viewer of the show, I'm sitting here looking at everyone else who isn't involved, and June just ain't giving no fucks about them putting their lives at risk for what she wants and needs. That's where the selfish title comes in. So anyway, he said he gonna do it. Got him. He gonna do it. All right. The next morning, Nick goes to meet with the Swiss. Look how you having second thoughts to me. Look how you having second thoughts. And I was like, I don't think he did it. I just don't think he got down with the Swiss and told them any damn thing. So Lena of the Swiss delegate swings by the crib to update Fred on what's going on. Basically, discussions will continue is what she told June. What we still talking about, Lena? Whether or not Nichole can come back, that's still up for discussion. Why the hell would that still be up for discussion? I thought we had a deal. That's what June tell. I thought we had a deal. Lena say, nah, we can't do business with Commander Blaine. We can't do business with him. You don't even know who he really is or what he had done before he became a driver, huh? Our research tell us he is not to be trusted at all. Now, y'all know, here's one of my I told you so. I said that long time ago that I did not trust Nick. He voluntarily became part of the sons of Jacob. He wasn't forced into this life, right? He had been with the Waterfords for many years. Many handmaids had came through the Waterfords household. But it wasn't until he started, the overseer, started fucking his slave, that all of a sudden he got a moral backbone. And I was like, no. We talked about this last week in the comment section when people were saying that Jelly Bean was born out of love. They agreed with June. And I kept saying, no, Jelly Bean is a product of rape. And I'm putting it in this light. Here in America, if I went to jail and I had sexual relations with the guard who was there to watch me, in most states, that is a criminal offense and could be considered rape. There's 8 states that this does not apply to. There's 8 of them that don't apply to. Vermont was one of those states that would just take the guard's word that if he said it was consensual, that hey, we ain't gonna do nothing about it. But there is no way in my mind, and a lot of other viewers as well, that if I am in captivity and my overseer starts having sex with me, that's not consensual. You can't be in a consensual sexual relationship in captivity with your overseer or your master. Like back in slavery time, they always talked about how the master loved his wife. Thomas Jefferson had babies with his slave. He was still a slave master. She was in captivity. Fuck love, son. Ain't no love there. No. He ain't doing nothing to help the immediate situation. He may steal her off in the middle of the night once. But as long as he was getting the poontang, he was comfortable with what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? I've never wavered how I felt about Nick. I just don't think that he has any moral fiber in him when it comes to June. And I'm not really sure that Lena, or what Lena was really referencing either. I had my own concerns, but I didn't trust her either. I think that she's hooking up with Gilead. Maybe they want to start something like this in the Swiss community or Swiss colonies. Is that how you say it? I don't know. But still, I didn't trust Lena either. But she probably played June. The same way that the Mexican government did. Got all the information they needed and made promises that they was going to help and ain't going to do shit. But yeah, I don't trust Nick. So June asked Serena, what was Nick before he was a driver? A soldier in the crusade. I said that. He voluntarily joined it. He was a soldier in the crusade. And Serena says we would not be here. We would not be anything if it wasn't for him. So this is what we got here, right? We got Serena, who masterminded and designed a woman's place in Gilead. We have Fred, who helps bring out the religious aspect of Gilead. We now have Commander Lawrence, who deals with the economic state of Gilead. We have Aunt Lydia, who's there to oversee to keep everybody in check. And now we got Nick, the soldier of the Lord. The one that's going to be the military that the Canadians are fucking afraid of, right? Boom, going on dynamite. There it go. Boom, there it go. June is finally getting an understanding. Then Serena comes driving a knife in her back, like, all this time you spent together, he didn't tell you that? Shame, girl. Anyway, Commander Nick on his flight to Chicago, his soldiers all like that. He's soldiering up, They ready to steal and kill humanity as we know as soon as they touch down in the shy. With with June, her bubbles busted. Her bubbles bursted. Not busted. Her bubbles bursted. And she's sitting on the edge of the bed not knowing what to think or what to feel. Aunt Lydia coming up with her new garb. She now has to wear the face mask to cover her mouth. Ain't that a bitch, right? June says, is this what you really want, Aunt Lydia? I need to know. She's always trying to appeal to the compassion of the fucking overseers. But Aunt Lydia teared up. She actually teared up and said, no, this is not what I want. Not that I want. I think Lena said something, and this was the June talked to them, and this was the way of them putting fear into her. Keep talking sideways, and you won't be able to talk at all. That's basically what this was saying. Aunt Lydia, she says, I'm tired. I'm very tired. This whole trip has been exhausting. But when I feel tired like this, I have to remind myself that if I can help one person, if I can save one soul in God's world, then that's enough for me. And then I think of you. And I say, June, yeah, she conflicted. Of course, Aunt Lydia is conflicted. But let us not forget Janine. She sat down there and comforted her as well. And then she beat the shit out of Janine. Don't trust Aunt Lydia either, girl. I still need Aunt Lydia's backstory. I need her backstory. Why she's so committed to this cause. I need to understand that. I need to understand it. I may not forgive her, but I'm going to understand. At least as far as this story goes. Anyway, June put on her mask. Her voice gone. No longer there. Serena came up behind her. She's standing there looking at the headless statue of Abraham Lincoln and saw her new face go up like, oh shit, that's nice. The silence. I was like, this bitch right here, right? So June pulled her mask down and said, yeah, you could return the favor. Shut the fuck up, right? So Serena just said, you know what, let's just stop. Let's just stop. You gonna go back to your home and we gonna stay here in DC, and then we'll finally be free of one another. June said, think again. You ain't never gonna be free of me until both of my children are safe. I trusted you. I told y'all she trusted her for real, for real. I trusted you. She didn't think Serena was just being manipulated and she was playing Serena. She thought she had somebody on her team. And again, June proves me right again. She says, I gave Nichole that name to honor you. A few of y'all kept saying, no, she named the baby after Nick. And I kept saying, no, she did that to connect with Serena. She said honor. Honor is such a strong word. High respect, great esteem. She honors Serena Joy. Girl, bye. Girl, bye, right? Okay, and then she said, Serena, you built this whole world just so you can have someone. Let's marinate on that. Serena, you built this whole world. She tell him, you're small, cruel, and empty. How June is afforded so much talk back, I still don't understand. But she said you will always be empty. And that's a dig at the fact that she can't bear children. Serena say, I should have put a ring on your mouth the day I met you, like the women. And she said, I should have let you burn. I'm like, you think, June? You think you should have let her burn? In the end, Serena walked away. June stepped up to the Abe Lincoln statue and bowed her head. The visual of the headless Abraham Lincoln standing next to the headless looking handmaid was phenomenal, y'all. This the beauty of it. The beauty in that message itself. It's a powerful visual. And I was thinking, I hope this isn't giving her lost hope. But when she looked up at that monument and realized it still had one hand that was still clenched together into a fist, a symbol of strength, a symbol of power, a symbol of fight. All it needed to do was be raised like this. You know what I'm saying? All it needed. I knew that the fight wasn't over in June, right? She put the mask back on, stepped back and looked up at it, Her eyes, those long gazing eyes that she liked to look in the camera with. It's like, I said, okay, I see now. I understand what needs to be done. This ain't over by a long shot. They head out to the yard, all the handmaids. This one, it was fucking beautiful the way that this looked. All the handmaids out there, just all lined up in a row in different columns. And across, the monument, you see a big, I think the Washington Monument used to be there. And now it's a big ass cross. I swear when I'm driving across America, I be thinking, one, I think they racist churches. Anytime I see a church with that big ass white cross like that. I think they're racist. I don't care if they black or white. I think it's a racist ass prejudiced church. Southern Baptist half the damn time. But that replaced the Washington Monument, right? And so Fred going on here giving his speech. And again, you know, and he starts off the prayer. June don't bow down. One of the handmaids looked like, are we about to do this? Like, what's gonna go on? That's the look that she had to me. And so Fred started over. And June finally dropped to her knees. Dropped to her knees, you can see the reflection of that cross in her eyes. Like, my God's gonna hear me. That's what she's saying. And when she dropped to her knees, all the handmaids took their shawls, their cloaks. You hear it. And then the red just, and they got that. Man, that was fucking beautiful. That was beautiful. Oh my gosh. Anyway, all those flowing cloaks, that was just gorgeous. We end with June bent on bended knee with the reflection of that cross in her eye as she gazed to the camera. That is the end of the Households episode, y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We're going to talk it up down in the comment section. Y'all have a good one. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. I told y'all about Nick. I told y'all. All right, y'all. Peace.